Greetings all. On today's video, I'd like to share with you 2.5 free plugins that I think work really well in the context of ambient guitar recordings. So let's get to work. The plugins I've selected for today are compatible with both Apple and Windows machines, so hopefully whichever piece of recording software you use, these plugins will be compatible with. First up is a stereo chorus, and it is the Black Cat stereo chorus. And I will link, by the way, to the plugins in the video description below. So the Black Cat is a really fine sounding stereo chorus. I use Logic Pro on an Apple and a Mac, and I have never been very impressed with the built-in chorus plugins with Logic Pro. So I started looking around and found the Black Cat, and I've really been pleased with it. So before I let you hear what it sounds like, let's hear what I've recorded as kind of the test bed guitar sounds. Here we go. Okay, so it's kind of a really boring set of volume swells. It's in the key of B minor to D, and I played it on one of my PRS baritones. Okay, so that's pretty plain Jane, but if we add this stereo chorus in, let's check it out. I'm going to go ahead and set it to the, I don't know, let's do Clean Chorus 2. There's a lot of presets here. Here we go. All right, kind of a cool chorus, but kind of boring. So let's bring up the stereo spread to 100% and check this out. Yeah, much better. Okay, as you can see, this is a pretty easy plugin to work with. There's obviously gain control for the level coming into the plugin. You've got the delay time of the chorus, and you can go up to 30 milliseconds. You have modulation depth and rate, stereo spread, and your wet and dry mix. And there's also the modulation shape that you can choose, a more rounded and more triangular shape. Let's pull up another one. Here's a harmonizer. Now, this is the other thing I should mention is that you can do harmonized pitches in the chorus. So here we go. All right. Kind of cool. So let's try another one. Here's just the fifth. That was an octave and a fifth. Oh, yeah. So you can hear that by adjusting the rate, you can adjust the pitch of the shift. So that's really nice. Okay, so that is a really nice sounding stereo chorus. So we'll leave the Black Cat alone. The next plugin up is a delay, and it's a really unique kind of interesting delay. And it is the Soundhack Bubbler, or maybe it's just Bubbler. But there are a lot of options on this delay that are kind of slightly out of kilter. Now, let's talk about just some of the more common ones, like the delay time. This is cool. It goes all the way to 10 seconds, which I really like. There's also feedback, which you would expect. There is a time variance. Now, this is cool. As the delay is repeating, you can actually vary the delay times in the repeats, which is pretty sweet. There's also a filter in here with selectable frequency and resonance, and also a pan variance for creating that stereo ping pong effect. Up here is your wet-dry mix, and this is left and right stereo panning, just general stereo panning. On the bottom row, I'm going to talk about the middle switches in a minute, but on the bottom row, you've got density and grain size for variances and start variance. These are really interesting settings that you're going to hear. You can also set up the delay to repeat back in different octaves. You can go 4 octaves below and 4 octaves above. Really cool. And as the delays repeat, you can actually vary the octaves. And then there's a reversal setting that's also pretty cool. So instead of me trying to explain all the controls, I just want to play it and let you hear it. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and twist some knobs. Let me keep going here. So I'm going to play some more in just a sec, but can you hear what's going on? There's a lot going on. So in addition, obviously, to the stuff on the top row, the density, grain size, and I guess it's grain start variance really kind of controls the slicing of the delay repeats. Let me do this again. Okay, so density controls the number of slices that you're hearing, and it also controls the smoothness of the delay. Yeah, that's cool. Let me bring that down here. And then grain size is the actual size of each slice. Here we go. So that's cool. Let's add an octave in. And I'm going to vary the octave. Actually, I'm not going to vary the octave to begin with. Here we go. That is one nice shimmer sounding kind of delay. Let me bring the mix down so you can hear the dry in the kind of in the context. Yeah, that's really nice. So this is 100% wet, and I'm going to add some variation in on the octaves. Yeah, really beautiful. Let's bring it up 2 octaves and see what we get. Oh yeah, wouldn't that make a great kind of background soundscape? I'm sorry, I've got to add some reverb in. I really do, because I think this would be awesome. Let's see what we get here. Oh yeah, you can kind of hear where that could go, and it just kind of boggles the minds with all minds. I only have one mind. It boggles the mind with all the possibilities. Okay, and then the final thing I want to show you on this delay is are some of these buttons here in the middle. And this basically adds detuned, how do I describe this? Detuned repeats into the overall mix. So here we go. So yeah, this is where you can add in like really kind of bizarre switching intervals in the delay repeats. All right, that is the Soundhack Bubbler. Pretty awesome. The final plugin I'd like to share with you today is what I call a half a free plugin. It is free, but you have to make a purchase to get it for free. And it is the Valhalla Space Modulator. And so what I did was I purchased the Valhalla Shimmer Reverb, which is a really fabulous reverb, which I've covered here on the channel. I'll include a link in an end card so you can check that out. But once I got the Shimmer, I was able to download the Space Modulator for free. And as you might expect, it is a modulation plugin. It is very different from the Black Cat Chorus. But let's kind of check it out. So I've got it off, and I'm going to start playing my little guitar piece, and then I'll bring it in. Let me work with it a little bit. So as you can hear, you can get kind of out there with it. So basically this plugin, it's really easy to use. It's got mix, rate, depth for modulation, as you would expect, feedback for modulation, and there is also a manual that lets you set the, I think it's kind of like an offset from negative 50 milliseconds to positive 50 milliseconds. And that's one of the things I should mention also about rate is you can go with a negative rate or a positive rate. And that's pretty cool. The other thing that it has is several different modes, and these are modulation modes. So up, up, down, TZF, tri modulation mode, which is like your tri-chorus. There's very up, down. There's doubler, ensemble 360, and I love the symphonic. Yeah, let's try out the symphonic. It's really cool. Yeah, that's really nice. I just want to try a couple of other modes really quickly. Here's the Ensemble 360. So very flexible with all these different modes. And if you look at some of the presets, you can see different categories, barber pole, chorus, combos. There's even some what I'll call faux reverb presets that you can work with. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Really, really, really nice. So if you do have the budget to buy the Valhalla Shimmer, and let's check the Shimmer and the modulator together in a minute here. Definitely worth the budget for the Shimmer reverb, and then you get that Space Modulator for free in addition, kind of as a free gift. Okay, I'm going to shut up with the shimmer. That's not free, so that doesn't really fit this thing. Okay, but let's combine a couple of these guys together, and I'm going to put a standard reverb on here, something more like you would have with your recording software. So I'm going to use one of the stock plugins from Logic. And let's go ahead and pick, just some big... I don't know. Orchestra hall sounds good. And we'll bring it up. So here's what we've got for just the reverb. Okay, so kind of a nice big reverb. Let's go ahead and bring in the chorus. This would be the Black Cat chorus. Yeah, pretty nice. Let's find a good preset here. Let's do flangey. Yeah, so you can hear when you combine the Black Cat with some reverb, you get some really nice sounds. Let's go ahead and add the bubbler back in, and let's leave my reverb up and see what we get. Oh, yeah. All right, and then finally, let's bring the Echo Space of Odin, which is kind of a cool preset. We'll bring that in, and we're going to do the bubbler and the space modulator, see what we get. And we'll add the Black Cat in too. All right, so that seems a little over the top, right? Although I really like it. But I got to tell you, if you have a mix of several tracks and you were to create this kind of a sound and kind of put it in low in the mix, it would create just a really fabulous soundscape that kind of just underlies whatever else you're playing. Those are the 2.5 plugins for you today. I love them all. They're all really great sounding. They work really well, and I think they all inspire creativity, and that's really what it's all about, isn't it? If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Chords of Orion. I've got ambient guitar-related content coming each and every week. Love to have you on board, and as always, I'll see all of you on the next video.